Nano or papular mesotherapy. Begin by setting up your trolley with your kidney dish, your antiseptic skin cleanser, sterile gauze, 2mm syringe, your 21 gauge green draw-up needle, and your mesotherapy application needle, dependent upon whether you are using the 3-prong nano or the 4mm mesotherapy needle. Put your green draw-up needle onto the end of your 2mm syringe. Take off the bung cap off of your cocktail solution. Push through the green draw-up needle through the bung and draw up your solution, pushing your plunger downwards and filling the syringe. Feeling a slight bit of resistance is normal. Once you have filled your syringe, take off the green draw-up needle and attach the needle you are using for the mesotherapy treatment. Whether that's your 4mm mesotherapy needle, which has 1 needle, or whether it's your nano needle with 3 needles on the end, which is a 0.66mm length needles on there. Push through and purge out the air of your needle until you see some droplets coming through the tips of the needle. Cleanse the skin with your antiseptic skin cleanser just to make sure all bacteria are removed from the skin. When using your nano needle, your 0.66mm needle, make sure that the blue line on that needle head is facing upwards or towards you. That will ensure that you are holding the needle at the right angle. You are aiming to get your solution into the crevice between the epidermis and the dermis. That's the ideal place for placement of that solution. And the 0.66 length of the needle will allow you to do that with ease. So you'll push the needles through the whole way of the skin. You will feel a lot of resistance with this technique when you're trying to push through the solution into the skin, and that's normal. You will make sure that you are applying it and you can see a small white donut on the point of application of that needle. That will show that the solution has come through into the skin, and forming that white little donut is completely normal, and that's what you're wanting to see. You will target areas with these techniques. So for example, if your clients wanted it targeted on the forehead or targeted it around the eye area, on the neck area, it will be targeted. You will approximately space your injections out at about 0.5 centimetre to 1 centimetre along the area that you're treating. You can see within the video that you can see those little round white donuts appearing, and that's completely normal. That's what you're wanting to see. You will feel a lot of resistance on your plunger, and that's completely normal also. And the little white donuts will go down within an hour after treatment. Another technique is to use your 4mm mesotherapy needle. It's a very small needle, and you will be inserting this at approximately a quarter of the way of the needle length into the skin. So it's very superficial. You won't feel as much resistance on this needle as what you may do the nano based one. And again, you will still see those small little white donuts appearing on the skin. And the reason we're going in a quarter of the way of this needle length is to make sure that we are still getting that needle within or in between the area of the dermis and the epidermis. So we need to be just making sure that we are applying it at the correct depth. You can see slightly angled the needle at a little bit more of a sort of a 30 to 35 degree angle, just because I can get my needle point to where it needs to be upon application. You can also use these techniques around the eye area, so around that soft tissue of the eye. Make sure that the solution that you're using is also designed for around the eye area. And we're just softly going through into the skin and again producing those little white donuts. Because the eye area skin is a little bit more thinner, a little bit softer, it's a lot easier to be able to push the solutions through, to be able to make those little white donuts on those areas. And it shows you here a close-up of the procedure and what we're doing. So we're pushing into the skin. Make sure that with these techniques that you are stretching the skin. Stretching the skin is going to make the application a lot easier for when you're pushing the solution through. But you can see how we're just making those little white areas of solution underneath the skin.